Hey friends and family, I'm sitting here with AlecJohnson from Cross Country Mortgage, and today we want to talk about a listing that we have over in White Bear Lake, 2220 Gardenette Drive, and it's for sale right now for $355,000. I wanted Alec to be able to break down some payments and some down payment assistance options that you may have to be able to qualify for this house and get you into this house for the best price and the lowest amount out of pocket. So Alec.
Yeah, so Cedric, thanks for having me. This particular house is great in the fact that it's in a good price point where it's both affordable, but it also qualifies for a lot of the programs that you had mentioned.
Yep.
So there's basically three programs that I think of when it comes to this particular house that I would look to for any basically first-time home buyer or somebody looking to qualify and afford in the best way possible for this.
Gotcha.
So the first one would be just for like a standard first-time home buyer that has some money to put down, but wants to figure out how much does this cost, how much can you do it for.
Perfect.
So I ran some quick math on this one. Using the various tools and assistance that we have on for a standard first-time home buyer, there's a program that we have called Smart Start, which is a great program. They could get into this house for as little as 10 grand out of pocket.
Oh.
So if somebody has about $10,000, about 3% of the sale price or so, that would be an all-encompassing number that they would need to come to close with, and the payment will cost them about $2,700 on this one.
So $2,700
Yeah.
with 10,000 bucks.
Yeah, and $2,700 is with taxes, insurance, everything included, other than obviously utilities on this.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And so that's the one.
Yep.
What you got?
So that's the standard one. The second one that I would think of is actually a new program that just came out in the last month or two.
Okay.
It's a first generation home buyer program. So first generation means that the buyer has never owned a house and their parents have never owned a house. If that's the case for them, there's some other income limits and things like that, but if that's the case, then they can get down payment assistance of $35,000 or more to go towards the down payment. That can be towards their closing costs or their down payment or a combination. And that really helps to lower the monthly payment.
Right.
And obviously the out of pocket for them. So they only really need to put in 1% of the sale price. So in this case, this house is $355,000. That would be $3,500 roughly that they need to come to close with. And that would actually drop their monthly payment by about $200, so about that $2,500 mark.
So $2,500. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. And that is kind of the first step of dropping if somebody can afford that. But then there's an additional program that's actually in the county that we're located in. So in Ramsey County, there's a program called First Home. And the First Home program is not actually a new program. I think it came out about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. It's a great program I've helped a lot of families with. And I can't even believe the program exists in this way, but they'll actually give 25% of the sale price in assistance that's forgivable over 20 years.
For those that's not good at math, what is 25% of this?
So in this particular case, it's about $88,000 that they would give you. It's
Alec,
crazy.
are you? I mean, is the numbers right, man? Because they don't
I know,
sound like
yeah.
they would be willing to give you $88,000 by home.
Well, and sometimes the programs that exist, sometimes they're just loans. You got to pay back. So it's sort of a
Yep.
give and take there. In this particular case, it is a loan, but it's actually forgiven 5% a year over 20 years. So if somebody lives there for 20 years, they're getting that $88,000 basically for free.
So if they lived there for 20 years.
Yep.
Wow.
What that does to the monthly payment, though, is even better. So obviously they don't have to bring in much because the county is supplying the down payment.
Right.
That'll drop their monthly payment another about $250 down to about $2,300. So that makes it really affordable for those families.
So for $2,300, you can get this house with $88,000 down payment assistance money. That's from Ramsey County. So y'all hear this, right? I mean, our ears are not broken. $88,000.
That's a ton of money.
That's a ton of money, man. I'm sitting there. I had to look at that computer, man, to see if it's actually right. So $88,000, you get it for about $2,300. So Alec, so for the Ramsey County, what does it take to qualify for something like that? Because that's going to be a big question.
Yeah, great question. So it's basic. So when it comes to qualifying for the loan, it's the same as you would for any other loan. There's basically four things we look at. The fourth is the property itself. So we already know what property it is because it's the one we're talking about. So we'll eliminate that one for now. For buyers, then, it's going to be their credit, their income, and their assets. Now, for any of these programs, there are income limits. That means for the family, that means everybody that's going to live in the household, not just the person buying.
Okay.
There needs to be a total income limit for that family in order to qualify for some of these. It depends on the program we're using, so I won't get into specifics here, but
Right.
that's the first step, is we need to qualify them based on their income level for it. Credit scores, it's very credit flexible in that way.
Okay.
People can buy, I would say, down to a 580 credit score and use these programs. So it's pretty crazy what we can do nowadays with some of the flexibility there. And then assets, meaning how much money do they have saved? For some of these programs, the ones with the assistance, they really don't need a lot of money. They need about 1%, so that $3,500 or so, and that's an all-encompassing number. They can literally get the keys to the house for that number. So it's a pretty simple process, and it doesn't take a ton to qualify for it.
So how long do you think it'll take to be able to get something like this done? I know a lot of people want to know, like, is this a quick thing, or is it going to take a while?
Yeah, great question. I mean, what I would say is it depends on the person and it depends on the house. Now, in this particular house, if somebody wanted to, say, go out and look at it and make an offer on it this weekend, they could get this done in about 30 or 45 days. It's really not a long time.
Okay,
So if somebody...
Standard?
Yeah, say somebody wanted to, move out of their apartment or their house they're renting and move into this on September 1st, they totally could do it.
So, wow. So it's a quick move. They're given the most amount of money, which is Ramsey County, and so we know that you probably can get into that for about $3,500. And obviously the credit is very flexible.
Yep.
So for folks that's listening, just understand, like we're giving this house to you now, because if the credit is flexible, the down payment is huge for Ramsey County. And the fact that we can just do this for $3,500 and you'll be sitting in this nice house, I don't think we can beat that.
No, I wish more people would use this program, and some of these programs in particular, because it really helps to afford houses like this that are great starter homes in great areas that really, I know there's a lot of people out there that want to be able to do it and just don't know how or haven't saved, that everybody thinks they need to have 20% down, and that's just not the case.
Right.
These programs really help to bridge that gap and get people into these nice homes in those areas.
Right. So with that being said, guys, thanks for listening to this video. Thanks, Alec, for breaking down this payments and showing some of these folks that it's a lot of assistance out there especially for all of these houses. This one happened to be in Ramsey County, so Ramsey County is one of the biggest counties that's giving the most amount of money. And so hopefully y'all guys get something out of this. If y'all have any questions, I'm gonna put my information below. And if y'all guys have any questions for Alec, I will actually put his information below.
Yep, and they can actually go to my website too. It's ccm.com/AlecJohnson.
Okay.
And they can look up information on me. They can email me, call me. I can get any of that information for you.
Right. So all of the money questions, obviously, Alec is gonna take care of. I will actually be the one that's gonna be talking about the house. So with that being said, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.